Oh yeah, nice clap, Zach. Tori, we're very happy to have you back.
Yeah. I'm happy to be. I'm gonna freeze up the first 5 minutes.
You'll be great.
I know, but it's just gonna happen. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's like 50 people are gonna listen to this,
okay.
And so just think about what they're gonna think.
Ben, I'm gonna fucking kill you, dude. I swear. I didn't want to start the episode off with a fight, but you do not listen.
As I was saying it, I knew Nick was going to be mad.
Because why? Because you know what? Millions and millions of people listen to this podcast. It's probably one of the most listened to podcasts on planet Earth. You don't need to talk about how many people listen to it.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't make Tori feel good.
How many?
Back up.
Stop making me give hard numbers.
Everybody calm down, calm down. All right, take your seats.
Oh, my God. I don't like that I know at least a third of our listeners by first and last name. It doesn't feel good to me, okay?
Yeah, dude. I messaged them back on Instagram. All right.
I do. I have to field all of that, and
I've never
I get
gotten
a lot.
one message.
Damn, dude.
I've never had anybody reach
you got
out and say like,
unapproachable-
"Hey, we love your."
It's because Noah has unapproachable hot girl energy, right?
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
No,
you
I
do.
don't.
Yeah,
No,
you
that
do.
was actually when I was afraid to talk to you for like 3 months because like I saw you at a mic, I said hi,
Or farming at the mics.
and then you didn't immediately acknowledge me, and I was like, fuck, I have to like work my way up to talking to that guy.
Meanwhile,
No way. Dude.
Yeah, literally.
Okay, because I had literally just moved to town and I was so scared.
Noah came
of
home that night and
everybody
he was like, I
around
think
me
that guy
words
Nick
weren't-
hates me, dude.
Dude, when I had to like, so when I saw you guys, so the first time I actually talked to you guys in Lincoln Lodge, I had to like psych myself up and get a beer before I came and sat down with you.
Damn.
dude.
Okay. That's great. And then you talk to us and you're like, wow, these guys are retarded. Let's start a podcast. I'll just tell them
Yeah.
what they do.
And look at us now. Now you think you're better than me.
I don't think I'm better than you. I did think it was sort of. I will say a red flag was raised when the minute Noah left, you started talking to me about doing mushrooms, and you were like, I think you said something like, yeah, it's real. It's magic is real. It's
Oh yeah. I like to dive right in with people. Let's see.
I also like to dive
Yeah,
in.
dude.
I love to dive
magic
in.
is real.
Isn't it funny though how, or because you were just like, oh, I was intimidated. Isn't it funny how when you have social anxiety, like all you're doing is making everybody else feel bad about themselves?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
like you won't look at them, you don't respond. And,
It's a
and
selfish problem.
You make everybody
Yeah.
feel like shit around you.
I can't tell you how many I think that me and multiple people in the scene have like problems. Like I like invent like fake conflict.
Yeah.
I'm like, they hate me. They see me walking to a mic. They probably think I'm like a piece of shit. And then I talk to one of them, and I just realized like, oh, I'm just exuding like incredibly negative energy.
This guy has never thought about me in his
In his
life.
life,
I
yeah.
used
He's
to
my
like
worst
curl
enemy
up
right
and
now.
sit on the ground at open mics. There'd be like everybody standing, and I would like just shut out on my phone because I just like couldn't fucking talk. But then I'm
Yeah.
like, if I saw somebody doing that, I'd be like, you think you fucking who do you think you are, dude?
I
Playing Angry
also-
Birds at a mic.
I've also defensive. Okay, this is a bad trait. I have defensively talked shit about someone because I
Preemptively?
invented a situation where they didn't like me.
Oh,
yeah.
And they liked me fine, which means that I was just talking shit about this nice person.
Oh, we all do that.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah, yeah.
awesome.
That's
It's good
par
to
for the-
you want. Listen, I would rather create a problem than be the victim of a problem. I'd rather be in control of the narrative.
That's the mentality to a T.
Yeah.
You know, it's the preemptive strike.
It's a total preemptive. And that got us out of Iraq.
It's like I don't like the tension, the pre-conflict tension. So just if you gotta break the seal somehow.
I used to do that so often in Portland specifically, where I would just get it in my head that somebody was like thought I was shit or thought they were better than me, and I would just start like loudly talking shit about them, and
I remember that a few times. Yeah.
yeah, and it kept happening, and like Ben would usually be like, "No, dude, he just told me he likes you a lot and he thinks you're great," and
50% of the time, me and Noah would come home from a show or a mic. He'd be like convinced one of our friends hated him,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, "What hints are you going off of?"
It's so funny.
or just like they're going out of their way to like be disrespectful towards
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
or like
The funny thing is that I have the same thing. I just think it's funny because you're the one that's insecure, or like you're the one having the anxiety or whatever.
yeah.
You're the victim of your mental health, but the reality of what happens is that somebody's like, man, I really like Noah. And you're like, so anyways, his mom's a whore. And
I was like,
he
what it
should
is.
kill himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually get worried that like this impulse is like a warning sign for like schizophrenia, like late onset, because it's like it literally is like you think like the world is like whispering negative things about
it
you.
does. Like the level the delusion spins
is crazy.
out of control is insane. I had it with I did like a roast battle. Although part of me feels like I have like PTSD from living in Portland because Portland is a little crazy. But I did a roast battle where I possibly came off as insensitive towards the terrible genocide happening in Gaza.
Let's fucking go, dude.
Well, they need to release the hostages.
And Allah Akbar is a fun thing to say.
Make it less fun to say.
But I didn't leave my apartment for like a week after the thing.
I remember we did a show together right after that happened, and you kept asking me if I had heard anything.
What are the little birds saying?
That is so, Muslims fucking snapped when they invented their prayers, dude. They're all so cool.
And that goes in the
they
same
are
category as swastikas being fun to draw.
Yeah.
Well,
Allah Akbar
that's a classic.
scratches an itch in your throat.
The swastika is a classic Eastern peace symbol, so let's not put too much dirt on its name, dude.
Nice.
I think what does it to people, like why that thing, I think there was a study done that Republicans have, they have less space around their brain, and it cuts off blood flow and creates paranoia. So I think if you just don't hate trans people and you have, a Republican brain, you take that out on all the people in your life.
Yeah. But also...
So the solution is clear.
But also a bigger skull is what
you
would fix
gotta
it.
pick a. That's why
That's why liberals get concussions easier, too.
Yeah.
do they really?
Yeah, because you got extra room in there. Your brain will bounce around.
I get
Dude, I get
really
concussions
easy.
really easy.
Yeah.
And I can feel it. I don't know, actually. I don't know if I've ever had a concussion, but when I did boxing, anytime I got hit in the head, like, everything would, and I didn't have to get hit hard, just hit at all.
Yeah.
Everything would go black for a second.
Yeah.
Every
Okay.
time, like pitch black, like blackout for just a second. And then I'd okay, we're back in
Black
it.
bloc. That's what they call that.
What?
Democratic black bloc. Now, I also just made that up about there being more space in liberal brains.
Did you really? No. Well,
Oh.
I
I can't believe I was baffled.
Of course you did. Are you guys fucking
I
insane?
didn't
Thank
think
you.
that it was a
That was
thing that you. I was surprised that you brought it up like it was a fact we all bought. I didn't
oh
know.
fuck yeah.
I was trying out this
believed you.
lying thing.
It was just the opposite of the fact that I said.
Yeah, I really was. I was riding on your coattail. But did you make yours up too?
No, I read a study about that.
Oh, damn.
But fucking.
So they're different brains.
Yeah, well, it has to do with like vascular constriction in your brain creates paranoia. So there's like people who have like more right wing tendencies tend to have like a greater capacity for paranoia.
Oh, that
Yeah,
makes
but that's why like the coolest people are like people who are like on the left and paranoid. Those are like the coolest people ever.
Yeah.
Like you want to be like who's a great example of it?
Alex Jones in the 90s.
Alex Jones in the 90s, but there's a better example, like that guy from fucking TrueAnon, Brace.
Oh,
That's a perfect example.
Yeah, Lily's a big fan.
Wait,
But
who's this?
Brace Belden.
He's got a great podcast called TrueAnon where he basically it's like a leftist podcast, but they talk about like Epstein.
Why didn't he call
conspiracies.
his podcast "Brace Yourself," dude? It's right there. You think he thought about it?
They were aiming for something higher.
Yeah. That's my
but-
problem. I wouldn't have been able to.
Why
if I
didn't he
was
do that? I
named
could think of
Brace,
100 reasons.
If I was named Brace and I had a podcast that I didn't name it Brace Yourself, I wouldn't be able to be okay. I would just think about it all the time.
But they're friends with Adam Friedland.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
in that group. I think he's been on the Adam Friedland show a few times.
Should we change the name of this podcast to Been There, Done That? Would that make you happy?
You know what? Okay, I see it. I see what you're saying.
I heard.
And yes, we should.
Get out of the way, Quincy.
Oh.
This isn't even.
Quincy.
No, never mind. This isn't a thing to riff on.
No, go ahead, say it.
Well, I was listening to this expert on Epstein. This I don't think she works for the FBI or no.
You think we
something.
can't riff on Epstein?
I don't know. Okay, great.
Where are we?
But she's been investigating him forever. Mm-hmm. And she was like, yeah, the thing with the Epstein list is it's not real. Like, he just has a list of people. Like, yeah, his gardener's in it.
Was this on NPR?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the same.
Literally every person he ever needed to contact is in there. So this idea that there's this list.
That lady I thought was obviously running like damage control and is totally like she's completely controlled opposition. Yeah, I thought it was fucking bullshit.
Because then she went in like really heavy on like the victims, like how terrible it is for the like.
Oh yeah, they have to do that. They have to do that.
You think so? You think it was all just smoothing stuff over?
Yeah, I mean that seems to be what they're doing now. That she's taking, she was basically saying what Trump said. She's exonerating Trump with that too.
You think so? But she wasn't.
Yeah, she is.
No, but she talked shit about Trump in the thing. She was like, oh yeah, there's no way Trump didn't know him and didn't know everything that he was doing.
Yeah, but a lot of people did. A lot of people, but she was basically saying that she didn't think that he was guilty of doing anything on the island.
No, I thought she said she didn't know.
Well, I mean, that's essentially by saying there's no list and that Epstein, because they've been doing this, they've been discrediting the victims like ever since like Trump got into office. Oh, Virginia Giuffre was actually crazy, and actually she was like 17 when she was in the island, so he's not a pedophile, he's an ephebophile. And actually, there's no client list. Actually, there's just like a ledger. They've been downplaying how crazy Epstein was, I think, honestly, because it's very clear that people from both parties were going to that island a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And Donald Trump, I hate to even say this, but Donald Trump was definitely on that island, definitely doing that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But everybody's fallen into line because you have to just discredit the whole thing. They want people to forget about it, because I do think that if the truth about it ever comes out, so many more people than just Trump are going down.
Okay, well, then I have another question. It's going to get weird.
Would you go?
Why are so many people interested? Okay, I was under the impression that pedophilia is like a disorder that people have in their brain. Like there's something wrong with them. Mm-hmm. Why are so many people casually fucking kids? Like why above a certain echelon does everybody fuck kids?
Well, I mean, so it's not just, granted, they weren't all kids.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing is like the thing they're trying to do now is like they're downplaying like, well, a lot of the women were just young and what powerful men don't want. It's like it doesn't matter. They were sex trafficked. It doesn't matter what age they are. The kids stuff is worse. But I think that a lot.
Oh, so it's mostly sex trafficking victims.
Well, sex trafficking victims. I mean, some of them were definitely underage. Some of them were definitely teens. Some of them were probably younger. But I mean, because when you have power and influence, I don't know.
You don't see people as people.
You don't see people as people, and you have access to things, and you're like, I won't get in trouble for this.
Well,
everybody else is doing it. You get coerced into doing it.
I think that's a point too. Is that the whole point of the operation was to sneakily get blackmail on people.
It was a honeypot
So
operation.
you basically, if you were like somebody invited you on a really nice vacation, all expenses paid, and you walked into the resort and there's a bunch of pretty girls that like a lot of them were 17, but no one said anything, you would make an assumption in your head. Probably. So they're relying on people rationalizing their way and ignoring little hints that they're getting that something's wrong and then they are recording shit. And then once the person realizes, this is giving every possible benefit of the doubt to somebody is what I,
this happens even at lower levels is the thing.
Right. And then, the thing is then people go back. It's
this
like,
with
if you're going back
talents.
Yeah.
Like if somebody is like a good open mic comedian, then they start like fucking I like raping women. Like it's not crazy that somebody's morals go out the window once they end up in a position of like power. And I think and I understand that there may have been some people who showed up to the island, they had that opportunity given to them, and they justified why it's probably fine to do it there. But I think there's also probably a lot of people that knew exactly what they were doing and didn't need to justify it
I think
with
that,
themselves.
Yeah, everybody who we feel icky about associated with it, we're right.
Yeah. I mean, at
like
this
Prince
point,
Andrew.
Yeah.
Ugh.
At this
That
point,
dude
we
fucked
know
kids.
that he was Ghislaine Maxwell's
Allegedly.
father was a triple agent for like the CIA, the Mossad, and I think the British. What is that? I always want to say it's MI6, not M16.
Triple threat. Dark
We
triad.
know that Epstein was receiving money from like the CIA and the Mossad. Like it was clearly an intelligence agency honeypot operation that they used to. And this is where whenever you make this leap, people look at you like you're crazy because nobody wants to believe that like the world is controlled by like sexual blackmail. But I actually do think
it's like that meme. Like
a lot of it is.
I might not get a second date, but at least she knows that the world is controlled by
Yeah,
and
yeah,
pedophile
Section- yeah,
cabal.
yeah.
And I hate even. I mean, Zach, do I sound crazy?
No.
Okay. Zach's the smartest guy I know. So
Yeah, well, I mean, like it's happened in the entertainment industry, it's
with
come to
Diddy,
light. Yeah,
Weinstein. If it happens there, why wouldn't it happen
Yeah,
at like
yeah.
in the
highest
fucking government. Yeah,
Yeah. Levels
of
anywhere
power.
where there's like millions and millions of dollars involved.
And
like-
also, if you've ever looked inside of Epstein's house, he clearly liked having dirt on people. Like if there are pictures from inside that mansion that he had
the
in
naked
Manhattan,
painting of Bush.
Yeah,
Or Clinton.
It's
Clinton?
Clinton wearing the dress that Monica Lewinsky was in. There's a painting of Bush playing with paper airplanes and throwing them towards the Twin Towers. He also just has on one of his desks like a photo that looked like he did not get their permission of Woody Allen talking to Steve Bannon when they were both visiting. And it's like you don't have that. It's not a memory. You put that on your desk to be like, yeah, I fucking know something about you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm flaunting it.
Yeah. So yeah, Jeff,
Woody Allen, who has
Jeff is
never-
always taking pictures.
Woody
Why?
Allen, who, by the way, has never done anything wrong. Woody Allen, who is totally legally married to an adult woman. We don't need to get into that.
Yeah, no, dude.
But, I mean, I don't know. I didn't like the way that lady on NPR was kind of like... Because she said something on there that was clearly pointed, where she said, MAGA world is still obsessed with Epstein. They love to talk about Epstein. I'm like, don't make this a fucking MAGA issue.
Yeah.
Don't make
Wait,
this...
I think maybe this is the same lady, different interview.
Well, I was listening to a woman who was like an FBI expert on the Epstein files, who they had on NPR. I don't remember it was like the middle of the day, and
Yeah.
it basically just felt like she was like running damage
I think
control.
the best thing about the Epstein shit is that it is like we need more of these things that everyone can get upset about together. Think about this, all right? This is me trying to be like, a small thing is a microcosm of a larger thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you work at a place, especially like a restaurant or a minimum wage job, the way you bond with your coworkers
you hate
is
the
by
boss.
you mutually hate either your boss
Or the
another coworker of yours. Like just talking shit about the guy that you all hate is what brings you together the closest. That's why I think the way to bridge the like polarization gap that we have going on now is for everybody to like mutually hate the same thing together.
So those girls that got fucked, they were like sacrificial for unifying the country.
They were for the greater good.
They didn't
that
know
was a
but
French
they were-
onion soup that somebody dropped. Is what it was.
Exactly.
It is crazy. Like, do you guys see like Virginia Guffrey like recently died in like a freak accident? She was the
Yep.
one who was like in the pictures with Prince Andrew.
It was like, I am not gonna die. I'm not gonna kill myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
and she was like
yeah.
hit by a bus, and then she was on
Ooh.
life support, and like
Yeah.
finally they pulled the plug on her.
Yeah.
And
This
also she was
bus is shaped like a bullet. It's crazy.
She got hit by a bullet train.
yeah,
And like the thing is anybody speaking with authority about the list or whatever, whether or not there is a physical list, there is a lot of people that know exactly everybody who has been to
Yeah,
that
yeah.
island.
That's
Like,
true.
it's not it's a secret, pretty much an open secret. We pretty much know most of the people who have been on the island.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah.
haven't seen written confirmation at this point.
Yeah.
There's no definite tangible proof that we can say. We just kind of fucking know who was there already. So
it's my friend who is like a really smug like know-it-all liberal who like is very uncomfortable with the fact that a lot of the Epstein stuff points back to Israel. It like broke his brain. He can't because he doesn't want to say anything bad about Israel. He's like pro-Israel. And so like when
It's
it all
not very leftist of him.
he's a liberal. He's like a 90s Bill Maher Democrat.
Oh, got it.
So when it all came out, he was like, I think it actually goes, he goes, it's bigger than Israel. And we were like, what do you mean it's big? He goes, he was like, I think it might be like the royal family. We were like, what? And then finally he like, we were like laying it out. We're like, but like, look at all these ties to the Mossad, Robert Maxwell, all that stuff. He's like, I think it might literally be like the Illuminati.
He just went all the way.
His brain could
He
not.
had to hopscotch over.
He's like, there's no way Israel would do that. It was crazy, man.
Yeah, dude.
Hit
There's
the ball
nothing
hard,
Israel
dude.
wouldn't do.
That's a nice tone. That was a nice tuning fork tone.
Yeah, from this thing.
Yeah.
I'll tune.
Well,
your
that was a
fork.
funny 15 minutes.
Yeah. Nice.
What point were you gonna make before I like rudely told you were wrong?
Oh, it was
Tory.
me.
Yeah, it was you.
No, that was it. That's all I had.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
It was educational.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I get the dude, Noah and Ben told me you're you're very much like a dyed in the wool like liberal like.
I am.
That's what I heard.
Really?
Is that what you
Of
said?
all the things I feel like I've said about you, that
Maybe
wouldn't make the list.
dyed in the wool in my words. You were like a Kamala liberal.
No.
Well, I
No.
voted for her. I didn't have like a brat sweater
Let
on
me-
or
Oh,
anything.
go.
Let me tell you something, Nick. Some of the most racist things I've ever heard in my entire life.
I was fucking a
have
black
come
guy
out-
at the time. I felt like I could say it.
And
I mean, he didn't.
and might I add, I heard them come out of her mouth on stage, not in conversation.
Okay.
That is why she has me and Noah's utter respect.
some reason-
Also, I don't think that other thing I said was a slur because that group actually is like the most educated group in the country and makes the most amount of money. I think you should be able to say that slur.
Do the bit.
What
Do
slur?
the bit.
Oh,
And my niece is Asian. I can say it.
Oh,
I can say it.
yeah.
Okay.
That's.
Oh.
I mean, is it the C slur?
Yeah, the C slur.
That's sort of a hard. That's not as bad as some of the worst ones, but that's definitely like.
Well, we know
mid-tier.
who didn't get an
a
SNL
mid-tier.
audition.
Oh, is the one you said about Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a move.
She said it while there was one in the room, dude. Crazy work.
Yeah, one with a Facebook.
Yeah.
That's why now I have a sweatshirt with my niece on it. My brother gave it to me, but she has sunglasses on, so you can't tell she's Asian.
Oh,
This isn't gonna help me.
damn. The old double cross.
That reminds me though, I gotta get a Tory Ward shirt from you.
Oh, I forgot to bring it.
Well, we'll figure it out. I'm
You have
excited
merch?
to get one.
I do, yeah.
You're hawking merch?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Does anybody want a free shirt?
Yeah.
I'll wear a
I
Tory Ward
definitely
shirt.
want a Tory
Yeah.
Ward shirt.
I want one.
He said I'm a Kamala. Did you tell him?
I thought that somebody told me that you were like a
I
Hillary
did vote
lib.
for it.
Like,
Well, I'm big. I'm big on the reproductive stuff.
oh sure, yeah, you can be.
Well, you've just told me that you love voting.
I do love voting.
Yeah.
Don't make me
so-
sound
okay,
lame.
okay, wait, I
have
get
a
it.
big boner for voting.
you believe in the system.
Yes, I like it.
I feel like you like squiggling in the little bubble.
I do. Yeah, I made Brian
It's
vote.
a sensory thing for
Dude,
you.
he
I
probably
would-
regrets that now.
I would not guess that you are that you believe in like the power of democracy. You don't,
I
You
do.
don't give
I
that
love
vibe.
democracy.
That's awesome.
I love libraries. I do. I'm not a socialist,
you're
but
a
I
free
love it
speech
when
gal.
things are socialized, like the
Here we
library
go, here we
and
go.
like the fire. Anytime a fire truck goes by, I'm like, God, look at us working together. Like everybody pulls
Sure.
over to let them through.
The fire trucks are too loud.
Yeah. I see a fire truck. I'm like, those guys all do blow and fuck hookers while they're like hiding from their wife in a clubhouse. You know, it's like, yeah, they're risking their lives because they're all high as fuck.
Yeah,
is what
dude.
it is.
Firehouses are. I got a cousin who's a fireman, and firehouses are fucking crazy, dude. It's like they're just like making lasagna, watching Gladiator all day, and then the
Yeah.
fire, and then like you have to go like pull a fucking dead body out of a house. But it's probably annoying to
And
pause the
they
movie
eat
that
it.
much.
Yeah.
I am a little bit of it. Maybe I am a Hillary. I'm not okay, look, I'm older than you. So
She's
Not by
40.
much.
She's 45.
I had
No, you're 30. You're only
Dude,
like 4 years older than me.
I remember one time this guy Bradley came on my face and then explained to me
Not the delay. Not you thinking
explained to
about
me why he couldn't vote for Hillary because of NAFTA. And talked to me like I was an idiot. And I was going to school for economics. I'm like
Wait,
wiping jizz off my face.
While
like,
there's cum on your face, he's saying this.
yeah, dude.
I have
dude.
to say, I think Bradley just entered my top 5 guys of all time.
Bradley's an asshole.
I don't know. That sounds pretty awesome to me.
That is a legendary refractory period, dude.
It's so cool to come on a girl's face and be like, I will never vote for Hillary Clinton, dude, because I'm principled.
And
God,
this
I
is
wish you
why
would
that
run
will
again
never
so
be
I
a
can
thing.
do that.
Damn, dude.
I think it's really nice though that you believe in voting and you're like a Democrat. You know, like I think that's a nice thing because everybody I talk to is like, yeah, it's fucking broken. I don't give a shit.
I don't,
like,
because in
fucking-
they wouldn't be putting all this effort into gerrymandering and making people in Georgia stand in the sun for fucking
Sure,
10
of
hours
course.
if it didn't matter.
yeah.
Well,
of
if
course.
anything, the last election proved without any reasonable doubt that you can vote in whoever. if enough people want somebody to be president, you can make those votes matter, because the entire machine was working against. Like, Trump has his own machine, but there was still there's the whole Biden Kamala machine, the entire DNC, which includes the whole deep state, fucking probably goes all the way back to all of it. That entire machine was working against
all the mainstream stuff was
Trump.
working against
and you
Trump.
could tell because all of the projections, the most obvious one is all the polls telling you it's going to be so close, this and that, and then you get to the actual election and it's like a landslide.
Yeah.
And it's because all those polls are just trying to psychologically like hypnotize people into voting a certain way or not. Like,
oh, another thing with it is the Kamala campaign was so loud and so bad.
so bad.
They're
I
so
think
bad.
So
the
fucking
DNC
bad, dude.
lost that election more so than Trump won it.
I mean,
and
I
you can
get
say
it.
that for both of
Yeah.
them.
People, people were in bubbles because I had a bunch of liberal friends, like, and I knew, I was like, Trump is going to win.
Yeah, I
Obviously
knew
he's gonna, and I
too,
did this
yeah.
both. I said it to Zach. Zach was like, "There's no way he's going to win." I was like, "You are in for such a rude awakening, little boy."
I knew.
I
I
almo-
knew he. Yeah, the first time.
Oh no! The first time,
Think,
the first
No,
time,
the first time I
was-
Nobody did.
No, I was. You can ask my friends in Los Angeles. I was like, Donald Trump's going to be president. I was like,
Wow.
without a doubt, at both times.
You're so much smarter.
But I think
No,
everybody.
it was just like it's just like people. You have to
Wow,
step
you
outside
and Nate
of.
Silver. are the two.
No, Nate
I
Silver
think
didn't predict
that
it,
is-
did he?
that- That's
no,
more of
but
a-
he predicted. He was the only one who he predicted it would be close.
I still think
Yeah.
Everybody turned on him.
calling the first one is a bit of a flex, but the second one everybody knew. I mean, I knew
But people
as soon.
didn't.
Well, those are I don't know. Like as soon as he got, especially when he got shot, I was like, oh, that's a wrap.
Yeah.
But then as soon as the whole Kamala switcheroo, I was like, that's definitely a wrap. Like the entire
Dude,
thing.
it
The
was-
only
watching
chance.
Biden throughout that whole presidency, it was like somebody just fucking put him down.
Yeah.
Like, just like stop. Like, there's no way that this guy could be president again.
I'm so sad
Like,
because I almost bet on Trump the second because I knew friends who got rich betting on Trump the first time, and the second time I was like, maybe I'll bet on Donald Trump winning the presidency and make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And then I let the libs get into my head, dude. I let Zach get into my head. I was like, ah, man, maybe I won't do it, just on the off chance.
Yeah.
But
Zach,
election
are you a
night-
lib?
I'm more like I'm more than a lib. You know?
I'm more than a lib,
I'm more
dude.
sane. I'm more schizo left wing. You know?
he loves Mao.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He loves China.
He's a hammer and sickle guy.
He was on Red Book.
Thing, you know?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm the only
no.
Democrat in
Hey,
the room.
I'm a
I
de-
feel like
No, I
I'm
think
the
I'm a
lamest.
Democrat.
It's the lamest thing to be is a.
Well, it's not. It's
And I'm
because
with her, Democrat.
it's just because the Democratic the Democratic Party is a psychotic clusterfuck. But
Yeah.
like, I think I'm the same way. I'm like, kind of. Actually, I don't know. I think I'm. There needs to be a new party that's like kind of like the traumatized, fucking left or like the
Or just a workers' party.
just
Yeah.
a kind of disassociated.
No, I like the traumatized left. That's
Yeah.
going to attract the best people in the world.
No, I don't, and not those kind of people. Those are the left, like the. I'm not talking about like leftist thing. I'm just talking about people who are like or maybe desensitized because people when we were born like right before 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
So there was never any like trust built up in the government. Like everything has just been kind of a shit show our whole lives. So that's what I've felt throughout the whole thing is just like it's really hard to like not see it as just
I've and you do too. I've got at least 5 memories of the sweet 90s, dude. I remember the prosperous time before.
the Obama
Yeah.
years were pretty.
5
I miss
years.
Obama a lot actually. It's kind of pathetic.
Obama that was a cool time. It was
Bring
like
back drone striking weddings, dude.
I will-
That's the kind of
Yeah.
presidential evil I can get behind.
rewatching Girls has really made me miss Obama a lot. I'm like, this was awesome. This music was awesome.
Who's the Obama music? I think of like Edward Sharp.
Yes.
Or like
That's like the worst version of it, but there was good music.
I think Bush era music is like what the Strokes.
50 Cent,
And
Strokes.
then you get into Obama era music. I guess it's like garage.
Garage rock.
Garage
or like
rock.
the Killers, like
Yeah.
Like all like that was when like the Brooklyn indie scene was happening. All
Yeah.
those cool bands.
The Shins.
The Shins and all that. Yeah.
yeah.
That was cool. That was a cool time to be into music.
The Obama years were also, I feel like, the biggest years of like That was like when we were in high school, right? Yeah. Bass Nectar. Those were like the. That's when the EDM shit really blew up. Yeah.
Oh, I remember when dubstep. I remember when dubstep like emerged.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Everybody was wearing triangles. Dude. Do you remember triangles?
No. I don't.
It was triangles was like huge, like wearing triangles.
Yeah.
It was like the hip thing to do. Early Instagram when it was a picture of like the camera with the rainbow on the front.
Yeah.
And,
dude, I'm kind of becoming a dubstep guy. Fucking, I just realized
music festivals.
The trick is you just got to go to see it live and be on drugs, and then it's better than everything else.
What drugs?
Molly is the best one, I think.
Yeah.
That's doing the heavy lifting, dude. Because I remember,
and also, I mean, just like it's just like crowd service, but it's like creative, like it's like it's more fun. It's not as concerned with art. It's more just purely. It's like concentrated fun. It's like shooting up fun.
I hate fun, dude.
Yeah.
I want to go like stand with my arms crossed and listen to something that's difficult.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I just met a guy who's like an industrial noise guy, and he does shit in like basements on like a plastic table that you use for like picnics and stuff.
Yeah, I want to have to convince myself in real time that this is art.
Yeah. And Tori, what kind of music do you listen to? You probably listen to Fight Song, right?
This is my fight.
God, your favorite song is Fight Song?
You're such assholes.
Sorry,
Hillary Clinton
I just wanted to include you in the
very fun. This is very fun.
We're so 2008. You're so 2008. You know?
No, you just listen to like probably like Juicy J and Pop Smoke and
I remember
Gangster Rap.
Who's Juicy J?
He was on that Katy Perry song.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what kind of music do you like?
I don't know.
You don't know?
It's like a real sensitivity of mine. I don't have a taste in music.
Okay.
Is that weird?
It happens. There are people like you.
There's like a handful of songs, but I'm not into. I need direction.
Yeah.
No, you know what's funny?
Direction.
I'm laughing at you condescendingly, and what's happening is I'm encountering a normal person.
Yeah.
No, I'm not normal. I'm
No,
not.
you
People
are.
get in my car and it's like a rule where if somebody's in my car, they have to do
The music?
the music because I can't. It's too much.
But I do think that like people who get like obsessed with me, like I think Noah and I are pretty obsessive about music. I'm sure you are. Everybody here is.
Yeah, I'm just less annoying about it.
But that's it. Yeah, I'm like pretentious and obsessive. I'm like I could like rattle off my 10 favorite jazz albums, and please ask me at any given moment. But like most people are just
will
like,
you write them down for me?
do you want to get into jazz?
Yeah, I just need.
Jazz is cool.
I just need interests.
Sure.
It's so hard to exist in the world with no hobbies or interests because people think you're boring, which is crazy.
Tori, never
You
ask.
want a snake?
Never, never ask 4 white boys with undiagnosed autism to start making lists.
Yeah, dude.
Okay? It's not gonna go how you think it is.
She goes home with like a snake, a pile of records, a fucking some kratom, and a fucking fish.
And a book on Jeffrey Epstein and why 9/11 was an inside
Yeah.
job. Yeah.
9/11 was fully an inside job, by the
Yeah.
way. I hope
Yeah.
that you're on board with that.
Sure.
Okay, great, perfect.
Go home and look up Tower 7.
Yeah. Building 7.
Yeah.
That's okay. But
Building 7?
But we'll let that go, right? He called it Tower 7.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It is really. I was almost on board with the Trump is dead conspiracy. That was.
I was
going
so
on.
ready, dude.
I actually like. I was playing it cool. I was like, he's not dead. And then today, when he was 40 minutes late to the press conference, I was like, he might be fucking dead, dude. And then, of course, he's stronger than ever.
Yeah.
What's up with his hands? What's going on?
He's fucking 79 years old, right? Like he just.
They're normal sized hands.
Old people. No, the people are talking about the bruises on his hands.
Yeah.
I think he could be getting some sort of like catheter or port in his hands for some sort of infusion. They're probably just bruising. I don't know. You know,
Probably snapping.
from grabbing all those pussies.
Yeah.
Years of pussy grabbing. It's not a liver spot. It's a callus.
What is really weird is the White House released a photo of him at like a country club or a golf course, and they did put it like.
I saw that.
They
They put a
photoshopped a
smile
smile on his face. It's 100% like the Smile app. It is really weird.
They're like, you should smile more.
Other than that, I can't really suss anything out that's too strange. It might have just been a bad photo.
Good. I'm glad he's sad.
Yeah. I mean, I want him to... people are like, I hope he dies. I'm like, you do not want a J.D. Vance presidency.
That's what I was
That's
saying.
so much worse.
I think he'd be terrified. I don't think he would do.
I think it would be. He
But
would
that's-
kind of be like, all right, he's dead now. We can all chill a little bit.
But that's why I don't want... Because then what... What? you get Thiel and Curtis Yarvin at the controls because those are the guys who are in his
who's
ear.
that?
Peter Thiel and Peter Thiel is the head of Palantir. Curtis Yarvin is just like this, like, I guess, what would you call him? Like a thought leader. He's basically just this like pro tech guy who's like anti-democracy. He thinks we need to go back to like feudalism. He's like, it's the only form of government that'll work in like the age we live in.
I think
Dude,
we
bring
should
back
be.
swords.
I'm
we
a
need that.
serf
Yeah.
in my heart. I'm a serf. I should be
As long
out
as
in a
there's some-
field
As long as
plowing.
there's upward mobility, I say bring back swordplay.
But
What's
these,
swordplay?
I want to carry around a rapier.
yeah, you want? I would be a broadsword guy. I've said
Yeah?
this for years.
You'd
but,
be a broadsword guy?
yeah, I would have. I would have.
Think you
like
could lift one?
A halberd.
A halberd?
probably.
I'd be a
two-hander?
halberd guy. I'd be a halberd.
I'd be a shield. I'd be a sword and shield guy.
Yeah.
What
I
would
don't even
your?
need
What
a
would
shield.
you?
Nobody's gonna touch me.
No, actually, you know what? I'd be the flail guy because I want to have one that. That's the flail is like the purple lightsaber of medieval.
I hate to break it
weapons.
to you, you're not going to get a rapier or a flail in the techno panopticon that Curtis Yarvin and
Then
Palantir
I don't want
wanna put
anything
you
to
in.
do with it.
Well, that's right. That's
right.
exactly how I feel.
Well, yeah. There's a theory that we're already in cyber feudalism. That's the
I think we
idea
are
that we're in.
leaning towards
We fully are.
Yeah.
feudal. Okay, this is something else that you guys are gonna. I don't hate capitalism.
Oh, me neither. Let's talk about it.
Okay, so this is my issue with calling with the whole
Zach's
with
fuming
Biggest
right
eye
now.
roll I've ever seen.
this is I know,
His whole head moved. Sorry, go on, Tori.
can we have the commie just like face the wall for this?
Exactly.
So I think okay. And also this is why I think it was a misstep. The whole democratic socialism thing is a misstep because hold on,
you lost
hold on.
me.
No, let her talk.
Let me get just the semantics of it. Because the countries that we call socialist, from my understanding, don't call themselves so there's some things are socialized, some things are privatized. We are very over privatized compared to other places.
Definitely.
But it's a mixed economy. So it's like the best thing is to have a mixed economy where and so, okay, hold on. We're going to get a little weird. So capitalism works with a free market, right? Like the hand of the market. And I think that one problem is that a lot of the things that people call runaway capitalism are actually market failures, that there's things that are supposed to be built in to regulate. Like monopolies are a market failure. Like, so supply and demand doesn't work if there's monopolies.
Right.
So capitalism doesn't work. The mechanism of capitalism doesn't work. And capitalism is a response to feudalism. So what we're calling runaway capitalism is actually feudalism, not
Right.
capitalism.
Sure, yeah.
Does that make
crony
sense?
capitalism is another.
But crony capitalism is really just a return to feudalism.
Right.
And I think that saying capitalism is the problem, and it's like, no, they're subverting capitalism. They are returning us to a feudal state.
Yes,
Is that like
Does that
oligarchy?
make sense?
Is oligarchy and feudalism the same, like kind of?
It sort of has the same end point.
The same
Okay.
effect, where it's like a handful of
Can
people own
I ask you
everything.
this? So you
Okay.
believe in the invisible hand of the market?
Yeah.
Do you stay up on Christmas Eve waiting for Santa Claus too?
It's easy.
No.
That was easy. No, you have to, the invisible hand, I mean, because you have to have a way to allocate goods and resources.
No, I was.
And
I'm teasing you.
So there's a couple things that you guys nerded out. I'll nerd out a little. There's a couple things. So so you have to have competition. So you can't have things like monopolies. That's a market failure.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a relatively elastic demand, which means that like people have to be a little price sensitive. Like, so things like healthcare, it doesn't work for healthcare because if you're going to die if you don't get it, then your demand's completely inelastic. It could be as expensive as it is, and you'd still buy it. So in that case, supply and demand, the free hand doesn't work.
Or you don't buy it at all because you can't afford it.
Yeah, in which case you die.
Yeah, right.
So then it doesn't work. So then in that case, that would be something that would have to be socialized.
Yeah.
Or something like the environment, like there's ways to, like pollution. You're supposed to use subsidies and taxes to make up, they're called externalities. So it's like a cost that somebody else is paying. And we have tools for that. We have taxes and subsidies. So you tax something so that it makes the actual cost that it is. And then it works on the little supply demand thing.
Right.
Like it.
My
I'm
thing-
just saying
I
that the system could work. They're corrupting
Right.
the
Well,
mechanism.
I think there's also like an inherent, like, as we like, as there's also like this issue with like as things progress, there it's almost like there's just like an inevitable entropy, because so much of like competition in capitalism also goes away when everything you could ever need is on a fucking touch screen. Like when there are no more products to buy, when everything is like a service sold to you. Does that make sense?
My thing is like going along with what Tory. Why I also think that I don't hate capitalism is because I think people lay a lot at the feet of capitalism that should be laid at the feet of just humanity in general. Like the tendency for any organized government to tend towards corruption. Like it's not. People talk about wealth inequality and a tiny fraction of people having 99% of all of the the wealth in a country. And the thing is, that's a natural effect that's appeared in every government.
No matter what economic system
my thing is with capitalism, at least the thing driving corruption. And the thing driving these giant like conglomerates and like monopolies to find every possible loophole that they can to not pay taxes and to keep the rich and keep the poor poor, all that stuff happening. That's at least if their motive in capitalism is money, which it always is money. Even if that's always the thing. You have your eye on the enemy, like whatever is going to make them the most money is what things are going to tend towards and what they're going to do, and that gives you like the people an advantage in fighting against that. And what happens is when you go full like communist or socialism goes too far, it basically the same thing happens, except now instead of the motivation being money, it can be any arbitrary thing. And that's what you see, where it's just like you have like a Napoleon figure or somebody, or like Kim Jong-un, where it's whatever it can even. Or the Soviet Union was the perfect example of this. Like the Big Brother was created to help everyone and to be this awesome thing for poor people. And then once it was created, it was hijacked by Stalin or whoever, and then it can be used for this untold, to kill 20 million people.
Yeah, no, yeah, sure. I mean, of course, yeah, no. The Soviet Union was a catastrophic failure of communism and socialism, definitely. But I don't know. I also think.
Also, I agree with all the tenets of democratic socialism.
Just the branding.
It's like literally just the branding. Is like, to me, it's like, oh, you intentionally, and I think it's an attempt to feel revolutionary or provocative or whatever. But in my mind, I'm like, it also is it's a little misleading, and I don't like anything that relies on a little bit of like ignorance, because the truth is we're a mixed economy.
Right.
I think that you have to, I hate how serious this has become. I think that you have to be provocative and revolutionary when talking about like the state of healthcare in this country. I do think that should be talked about as like in socialist terms. We need socialized medicine. That's literally.
But that's one of those things that I feel like
we need
everyone kind of
and
agrees
violent
about.
Things to happen. Is really like honestly like the truth.
And look how people fucking rallied around that guy, fucking Luigi. It's like he's like a modern folk hero. That's how everybody feels.
That's what I'm saying. When I was talking about everybody needs to hate the same coworker. We had it with Luigi, and we're having it with Epstein, and it's when everybody stops looking at each other and hating everyone, and everyone's looking at the same thing. Everybody hates CEOs. Everybody knows that there's fucking weird sex rings going on in this deep state, whatever. Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew. Everybody agrees on certain things. I think one of the things people agree on is the state of the healthcare system in America is fucked. I think we would be surprised how many Republicans would agree that something like the healthcare system there should be at least a semi-socialized version of it. Same thing with like, honestly, it's easy. It's healthcare and education, and then maybe like I think it gets more dangerous with climate shit, because then you can have this over-regulation like thing that halts any kind of progress, which in a capitalist society is. Well,
I genuinely think we've had enough progress. We have enough things. We don't need to do any more progress. Like I'm almost like a Luddite at this point.
We need nuclear power. Is what we need. That's progress that we need. I'm
like, we don't need expansion. We need progress. We need to make sure that like our remaining water sources aren't being poisoned and dried up by like data centers and fucking
nuclear power.
Nuclear power, of course. Yeah.
So,
but also like it's like we don't need like stop developing AI, stop all this tech shit. Like it's useless. It's useless innovation.
Yeah.
Let's cut all this out. Let's start over.
No. Listen,
this is all good stuff.
You guys.
Who's your listener base?
Angry young white men. And let me tell you guys, what you both said was very thoughtful, and I'm gonna consider all of it. But it's not gonna matter when Xi Jinping rocks your shit in 5 years. Okay. He's gonna make.
What were you gonna say? No. Were you about to say something?
Never mind. I think we have proven that the conversation about what form of government works is no longer relevant to what's happening, because it's just like something needs to change, and people like to. Personally, I think communism is like an idyllic. I mean, that's what it's an ideal with a ton of holes, and it's been taken advantage of over and over again. I also think people throw out Soviet Russia, North Korea. They throw out those things to discredit communism when it's like, it's also just like that's not how we're instituting it. Really, I think people need to get out there and like put on a black hood and humiliate and murder CEOs is what it's really what I think is the political action we need to take.
But all out violent revolution, I don't think is ever good, because what happened then things get so shaken up.
Yes, it's bad. It sucks. It's terrible. Things get shaken up. It's going to be through a bad period. I think a bad period, a worse period.
Look, some people are going to have to die.
Needs to happen, and I think I don't know. I don't think capitalism is good. I don't think communism is good. But currently, we need some more people to take a little bit more action than what we're sitting on right now.
I do think it's funny.
You just said that people need, and I agree. I think assassination would be helpful right now. Yeah. But you just said it in the most like calm, like I just currently I think some people need to be taking some more action than
it's the reality.
Said it
He's
like
right.
Well, I mean, it's just the truth.
Crazy episode.
I was like a gung ho communist from like high school up until like honestly like probably the last couple years. Like I've read Marx. I read the book Capital. Like I was into socialism and fucking all that.
Yeah,
all that
dude,
stuff.
I went to community college too, for sure.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's not intelligent, but it was just this thing where it's like of course it's been co-opted by a bunch of fucking high schoolers who who conflate basically communism with like being like pro queer or something. It's because it's like it's a made up system. It's just it doesn't account It's
a square rectangle thing. Like not all communists are queer, but all queers are communists.
Sure, but you can put whatever you want into communism and conflate it with whatever ideas you'd like to, because it doesn't account for the full spectrum of humanity. Like it doesn't, like there's no room for greed in communism. Like they believe that greed is a byproduct of capitalism.
No, it's part of us.
Or if it's not something, if you institute communism, you no longer have to create no longer have to keep greed in check, because you're going to be a part of a system that greed be created in, which is fucking ridiculous. And it's ridiculous because I know sometimes when I make food for me and Lily at the same time, I want the better sandwich that I made because it's
a bad boyfriend.
I always give it to her. I always give it to her, but I want it, you know. But it's like I agree.
That's why you have to have.
It's hunter-gatherer shit. It's up here.
A system with checks, or like
that's your Gulag archipelago.
That's why you have to have a I cut you choose type of a system.
Exactly.
Something that balances.
And I think some people would listen to me talk and be like, "Okay, so you're an anarchist." No, because have you ever walked on a crowded sidewalk? There is no self-governing. There is no ability to self-govern. What we really need is a charismatic leader, and we need somebody.
And his name is
Kanye West.
Well, I really like. It's funny. Like I do have friends who are like ultra leftists who like when you get my one friend Tim, who I like, whenever you pin him down, he's like, well, look, the ideal system would be like a benevolent God king, obviously. Like that's the only system that actually works. But you know, I definitely, it is funny when people are like, well, communism has never worked, and I'm like, well, how do you think capitalism's doing right now? Do you think this is a success?
No, I mean,
Comparatively,
dude, we're
yes.
all comedians.
Well, yeah.
Comedy is dead because of capitalism.
I
like
think it's
our
yeah.
favorite thing to do is now it's non-existent. We were talking about how good specials don't exist anymore.
yeah.
And
It's because capitalism has found a way to make it as easily packageable and consumable as possible.
And the way that you succeed in comedy now is by being like the most psychopathic You have to be like Tim Dillon, taking money from Saudi Arabia, and then laughing at your listeners for having a problem with it.
Yeah.
So he said they have slaves. So what? Get over it. They gave me enough money to look the other way.
Yeah.
Did he
It's
say
like,
that?
yeah, on his podcast.
What do you do? I've experienced things in my head, or like things in my life where I felt my brain changing.
Yeah.
Like life experiences or just like situation changes where I felt like, I feel my perspective shifting and my brain changing.
Sure.
And I'm totally okay with it. It's just happening.
Are you getting hot flashes too?
Fuck you. And
that was so mean.
I'm sorry.
Piece of shit. I'm still fertile. Okay, I'm still fertile. They told me that I should keep the IUD until I'm like 50. For the record, that's what the doctor said.
Oh, that is good.
So
Emotional.
We should have a Tory fertility countdown every time you come on. You need to get a big clock.
Yeah, dude. We'll do like a where are they now for your ovaries.
Wait, finish your. I want to know what you're.
I don't even remember.
Well, you said you felt your brain change.
Money.
Yeah.
It's gotta the power money thing. I've just because you always think, I wouldn't do that, but I've been through stuff where I feel my perspective shifting and it just shifts.
Well, now we get back to Epstein.
Yeah.
You know, like I really think that you've watched it with comedians. Like you've seen, it's like, you start like. You reach a level where it's just like, all right, yeah, what's the next thing? Because regular life isn't registering anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'm deadened to the sensations of like a normal person. It's pretty sick stuff.
Yeah. And a lot of this is why I don't focus on politics anymore. I don't focus on world events anymore. I learn about what's happening in the world from other people who pay attention because it's so frustrating. It seems like there's no right answer, and really, I'm just gonna listen to Catholic priest podcasts and like read books about how to fix what's wrong with me. That's my only concern.
And wait for the fucking UFOs to come down.
Exactly.
I feel like that's how I've been feeling for like the last like decade, and then this last like election or whatever. It almost like it's like the light at the end of the or it almost has become so ridiculous that it's like fun again for me. Like because it's gotten to a point where I'm like, this is it's a time of political upheaval in terms of regardless of like what the long-term effects of that are going to be, or if like things seem like they're pretty much the same on a day-to-day basis for a lot of people. It's still like this shit is so crazy that I am starting to feel like I'm like living in a weird time cap. Like I'm like, this is not going to be good. But
that's why you're doing Molly and going to Gorguts and
dude,
base nectar.
It's like, it's interesting. Jon Stewart's back. That's all I really need. I just need like, literally we could be in the middle of like the U.S. could become the USSR if Jon Stewart was allowed to do his thing once a week. I would be okay
me
with
too.
that.
I miss Jon Stewart.
dude,
I
that's all I
missed
need.
him so much.
Look at
Something
the
to take the edge
mind.
off.
The liberal mind is unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's good.
I'm getting a concussion right now. That sounds excited. I'm getting
Sorry, you guys only get off to ContraPoints and Rachel Maddow.
Well, I would never say that I get off to ContraPoints. That is
What's ContraPoints?
ContraPoints is a trans YouTuber who
that's their Jon
fell
Stewart.
off fucking hard.
Yeah, she had like a right wing turn. Also, well, I can't say this. I know stuff about this person from when they lived in Baltimore and dated somebody that I knew that would get them pretty fucking canceled. And this is from before they transitioned.
Yep. And I heard that as well. And I also, I didn't even know about the right wing turn. I stopped paying attention because she stopped doing video essays and just started talking about YouTube drama. And it was just like, this is capitalism.
It's the grift. It's the grift. You stop doing that. You start doing what will make money rather than something that fulfills you. No, it's really sick stuff.
But yeah, I don't know. I like, I honestly, I have very left wing beliefs and a left wing heart, but I like right wing media more. Like,
it's so much more fun.
War Mode is
Yeah.
the greatest podcast of all time.
I also, I'm kind of annoyed by the whole, I agree with what you're saying, but I also am starting to get annoyed of the whole, like, there's like so many YouTube videos by these like podcast cringe or whatever about like these like podcasters that are all political grifters because they had the like JD Vance or whoever on their podcast during the election. I think that's kind of if you look at what a comedy podcast is and the psychology of having one of those, you're just trying to build your thing and get views. And if a giant political figure or whatever wants to do your show, like, the impetus shouldn't be on you to reject them as a guest. The impetus is on it's one thing if they're not trying to have anybody from the other side.
Yeah, they also have Bernie Sanders on. What the fuck do you want?
Whoa,
And she
guys,
would
But let me just finish the point. No. During the election, because the accusation about the whole political grifter thing is that they had these Republican politicians on during the election, and that won the election, and they swayed all this shit or whatever. But it's the DNC's fault. Once again, I lay almost all of this at the feet of the DNC for not sending their side of the argument, their person, onto those podcasts. Because
yeah, it's insane.
Wait, hang on. Are you guys out of your fucking minds? It is your.
I agree with you.
As
100%.
a comedian,
Are you being earnest right now?
I am. As a comedian,
boy.
you should never have fucking JD Vance or Bernie Sanders or anybody on your podcast and be like, wow, you're really just a normal, reasonable guy. It's your job as a comedian to fucking make fun of them. You should be
you just have to
it's
speak
not a
truth
platform.
to power.
No, it's not even
Oh my
that.
gosh, who's the Hillary Democrat now?
Yeah, dude.
This is one of my deepest beliefs. Comedy should not be a platform for any politician to even if I agree with them. I don't want to see Bernie Sanders on a comedy podcast. I don't want to see Xi Jinping. It would be tempting, but I don't want to see Mao on a comedy podcast.
I think listening to politicians speak long form isn't a bad thing. I just think the problem is the problem is the only ones we've gotten to listen to in long form besides Bernie Sanders are fucking their people. And so it seems really shitty, but if you imagine Obama doing a 3-hour podcast, like
he does. He has his own.
Well, not the Bruce Springsteen one, because that's fucking.
He's got a podcast.
He's got a platform. Honestly, Obama hasn't shut the fuck up since he left office.
But he's annoying now. I'll give you that.
I can't believe you guys think that comedians should be endorsing and platforming politicians.
I didn't say that they should
Comedians
be endorsing.
should talk about comp.
I didn't say
I didn't say that, and I think that
someone needs to come on your face so you'll calm down.
Yeah, dude. Honestly. I haven't been able to.
I am experiencing about a female hysteria right now. I'll totally cop to that.
Yeah,
Someone needs to jizz on your face and put you in your place, dude.
I need a doctor from 1885 to put a vibrator in my ass.
I do not want Theo Von to be our ambassador from the politics to us.
Yeah, it's like
he
dude,
should not be the guy.
If you're Tim Dillon and you're like, I had a private dinner with JD Vance last night. He told me what's really good. It's like you should be fucking ashamed of yourself, dude.
Well, the thing about these people, like comedians and podcasters, is there's a ideological liquidity that they have that anybody in the world of politics or media it doesn't have. All those people are locked into either they're getting paid by some giant network or they're part of some super PAC or yada yada yada. Theo Von at least can do what he did the other week, which is when he went on his podcast and he talked for like 20 minutes about how shit in Palestine is really like fucking him up, and like basically just laid out his stance on the whole thing and how he thinks what Israel is doing. So everyone's mad at Theo Von because he had Donald Trump on his podcast, but these people, it's like even when they do something, interview someone you don't like or don't ask enough hard-hitting questions, they have the freedom to change their mind publicly at any point.
I
and
think
that is something that American politics hasn't had in a really long time.
I think that as a comedian, what Theo Von should be doing is he should write one killer fucking bit about Israel and Palestine.
I wish his stand-up was good. His podcasting, I like him as a podcaster.
I don't know. I don't like that comedians have all become like Rush Limbaugh. I just think it sucks. I think it's degraded whatever I like about comedy.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. That's just my feeling. I'm sure. Obviously, I'm wrong. I'm in the minority.
It's one or the other. Should they not be political? Should they not be politically active, or should they? Because you were saying that you should be. If their job is to, I mockingly said speak truth to power, but what you're saying is like to shine light on like corruption or these people instead of platforming them or whatever. If that should be their MO. That's not the same thing as being a politically disassociated and being like a neutral thing.
I don't think it's a comedian's job to shine light on corruption. I think it's a comedian's job to tell jokes that might make you think, or maybe they don't. Like I don't think that you should ever be. I don't ever want to see any comedian. You know, it may be whatever, if like in their personal lives they want to do this, but like you should never be bringing a politician onto your show to like shake their hand, even if it's fucking Zoran.
It's that
right?
it's the fact that you're okay. How about this? Let's take all the politics out of it. What if let's phrase it? Let's view it just the.
Well, here's what I will say.
Wait. Let me finish.
Let me add one caveat.
Okay.
If you are having a politician on your show, it should only be to like put the screw, like what Adam Friedland did with Richie Torres.
That was great.
You should be challenging them. You don't have a politician on your show to fucking wash their balls.
Okay, so or because we're talking truth to power, challenging, whatever, or just take all that stuff out and say you're a comedian. You shouldn't have anybody on where you wouldn't tell a joke because it would offend them.
That's how I feel.
Where you think of something and you wouldn't say it. And not even truth to, just like, oh, I can see your balls through your pants. Just whatever the thing is, you wouldn't say it. You would hold it in. You thought of a zinger.
Your job is to be
because
funny.
now at this point, you're no longer being funny. You're being whatever.
Because
The thing is, whatever you take away, like Donald Trump is probably destroying the American this country. Like, I don't know, everything is terrible and it's all fucked up, but you have to this last election, like they just fucking blew Kamala out of the water, and it was a lot of actually genius like campaign shit. All the fucking Logan Paul podcast and thing, all they did was they realized there's a bunch of there's like a mass of ignorant young people who are not politically engaged at all. And then there's these things that they're all glued to these content centers. So we're going to get, and it's like, the thing is, you can't blame somebody. Like, all that happened was a lot of really stupid people were given an opportunity to see another stupid guy give his stupid stances for a long form. The problem is like, if that's a match, if somebody's stupid brain is a match with whatever Donald Trump has to say over the course of a couple hours, that is, the problem isn't, it's not like you shouldn't give them the opportunity to make that connection. The problem is like somewhere else.
This is why my criticism lies with the podcast hosts and the comics, because you should have for me to take you seriously, you should have the integrity to say, no, we're not going to have on. This is borderline unreleasable, this episode. I gotta be totally no. It's good. I don't blame the Trump administration. I don't blame Kamala for trying to get on those podcasts. I blame the comedians for having them on. You should fucking know better. Is
it unreleasable because it's not funny?
No, I was kidding. I was just trying to lighten up the mood.
The only one that I have strong feelings about is the Netanyahu. Like, that was crazy when the Nelk boys had Netanyahu on.
But those guys aren't even comedians. Those are just like
those aren't comedians.
They should still feel bad about it. I think if you're any kind of content creator,
that's like having Hitler on mid Holocaust.
Yeah.
Crazy work.
What was the Adam Friedland thing?
You should watch that.
Richie Torres. He represents the Bronx, and he's like a pro. What's funny is like he's become like an Israel First guy, even though it has borderline nothing to do with like the district he's in charge of, and
or him
at all. Yeah.
And Adam represents the tunnels under the Bronx.
Yeah. And so Adam just kind of like challenged him on his like Israel stance, and he just like, it was like sociopathic. He just reverted back to the same 5 talking points while Adam Friedland was like on the verge of tears.
He's like, be a human being.
He's like, I'm a Jew and I hate, why can't you just like be real for a moment?
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
I felt good, and I'm glad that it's going around a lot, because I think it's very relatable for me, like the whole thing with Adam, because how I feel about it mirrors the way he does, and it's like, I think a lot of people who are like Jews in like this part of the world or whatever, and there's a lot of the pro-Israel shit is either from, a lot of it is evangelical Christian, and it's Republican. It's like weird parts of American culture that are super gung-ho. But to be fair, I have a lot of Jewish family that's like crazy batshit pro-Israel right now, and that's like,
really,
it's unsettling.
Yeah, most
but it's
people
like
are.
It's because, but people like what he even said in that thing is like, we grew up like going to Holocaust museums fucking all the time, and all you hear is like, never forget, never again, all this stuff. Like, this is a genocide, extermination of, like, our people were exterminated. And then, dude, we had we hit the fucking sympathy lottery with the Holocaust, dude.
Yeah.
We won $6 million. We won $6 million sympathy bucks, and we have spent every
You're
last
only worth
fucking penny.
$1.
We have lost all of it. We're in debt already. Like this shit with Israel right now. Any of that Holocaust fucking sympathy, the last of that shit is gone, dude.
And not just that, but like anti-Semitic conspiracy is
On the rise.
and not just like with like crazy Republican. Like I see it on TikTok with like
Yeah, I see it too.
Like 15-year-olds. Like
And that's the thing
it's
is
a little
that,
hip.
and that's how.
I've seen it on Twitter where like there'll be a bunch of people on Twitter, like lefties on Twitter, like agreeing with something. But then you look at the like original post, and then you go back to the account of the original post, and it's like a Nazi, like a crazy
talking
Nazi.
about the ridges on quarters or something.
Yeah, and you're like, whoa, do you guys know what you're?
So it's like even separate from how terrible it is that like children are dying in mass and that it's a genocide happening like right now. There's also, as a Jew, a certain paranoia because what you guys are noticing on the internet is that there's a thing among Jews. It's like this that anti-Semitism is kind of constantly right beneath the surface on a worldwide scale. It's like people in every part of the world find reasons to hate Jews, and we give them plenty, to be fair.
I remember when I was 16, I was smoking a cigarette on a bench, and this guy came and sat next to me, and he's like, yeah, I was having a tough time with my Jew lawyer.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, okay. And he goes, what do you think about them? What do you think about them? And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
like,
said Jewy casually on a podcast recently. It was in Portland, but people got uncomfortable. And I thought Jewy was fine. I was talking about...
You should be able to say
I
that.
think it's better to say it in a casual context
Especially
than a
if
professional
somebody is
one.
acting like that.
No.
did a rainstorm start?
I was talking about
somebody to your
Seventh-day
house?
Adventists because they're Christian, but they follow Old Testament laws, and so I was like, oh yeah, they're Jewy Christians,
Okay.
and then everyone was like, and I was like, I thought that was fine. That's fine.
No, I just mean they're smelly. They have
Like fucking
dandruff.
Portland people.
I bombed.
I'll ask you again later.
I
but-
bombed a double date like that because I went on a double date with my good friend Isaac, and midway through, the girl that I was paired up with mentioned that she was Jewish, and I went, "Oh, I thought so." And she said, "Why'd you think so?" I said, "Well, you said something that was kind of Jewier." Like not realizing, and it did that like the date turned. It was so bad.
The way he saved it, he goes, "You realize it's Epstein? Where does that come from? Stein?
Yeah.
No, the way I didn't save it. I ordered a flight of beer that I assumed she would want, and then she didn't want any of it, so I drank all 8 of them myself.
I think it's really funny to imagine that, like, it's funny to think about, like, she had a coupon for, like, a free side or something that she brought, and then you said that, and then she was too embarrassed to actually use it. She's like, fuck.
Saw one of my friends recently, he said something like, it's crazy how they've really, like, used up all of the Holocaust goodwill. And I was like, what if there was a Holocaust goodwill? Could you imagine that? You're like, a lot of shoes. Trying to lighten the mood here, right?
I followed a sign I saw a sign recently that was like anti-Semitism is on the rise, like 80% or something. But I saw it and I was like, yeah, but you're Jews, haggle it down. Yeah, haggle it down to 40. That's like your
fucking
thing.
good.
And here's
80%.
Yeah.
60% seems like a lot.
I tried to do a Jewish. I had another foreskin joke for a while, where it was like, what was it? I told my rabbi that I wanted to keep my foreskin, and he was like, "Keep your foreskin. Why do you want your 3 skin? What do you need your 2 skin for?"
That's great.
That's really good.
This is the last thing I'll say about comedians and platforms and all that. I don't think Adam Friedland is a good example of what I should be expecting from a comedian because I think his current platform is no longer like purely a comedy podcast. I think he's a political guy now.
Yeah, he's doing Dick Cavett.
Yeah, I don't think you can say the same thing for like fucking Andrew Schultz. Andrew Schultz is just like, he's just a grifter, and so is Theo Von. Theo Von's not even from the
His dad's
South.
in the fucking CIA, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Is he really?
Yeah. Dude, he, like, there's records of his actual name is, like, he's from, I think he's from, like, Eastern Europe or something like that.
Incredible.
Like, he moved to, like, he couldn't speak English when he was in college or something like that. It's fucking insane shit.
And now he's talking like he's from the
from,
deep
like, Tennessee.
South. That's
yeah.
so cool.
I don't know.
I like people whose principles don't change, but they change their mind.
Sure.
Like, I feel like so much of it is like people flip flop on their ideals and principles. Like, look at a Dave Rubin character. All these people who are like the completely flip to one side. Those are grifters in my book.
Sure.
People who are just change their mind because they realize they feel differently about something the more they think about it or whatever, but they're the same kind of guy all the time. That I like. And that's what, like, when I talk about Theo Vaughn
Alex
coming
Jones.
out with the Free Palestine, even Alex Jones, even people like, I think Alex Jones believes all the shit I don't think he's fucking.
I don't know. I don't believe. I think he did to a point. I think Alex Jones is like completely.
Isn't he bonkers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm with Ben. At one point, I did like early '90s. Alex Jones was like a cool guy, and he was right about a lot of stuff. But I think he's compromised. I think he's like
even up until I've Rogan, I feel like is finally. I actually feel like is compromised. But for a while, I was like, it's not that. It's just. So I disagree with him a lot of the time, and a lot of the things he would get hung up on, I disagree with. But I'm like, I always felt like this is a guy who, whatever his opinion about a topic is, has created an environment where he has the freedom, or at least feels like he has the freedom to express it. And that I'd rather watch somebody like that than somebody who's just a mouthpiece.
sure.
There's a local guy who's got a great Alex Jones bit. His name's Forrest something, and the joke is like he's talking about how after the Sandy Hook thing, like Alex Jones was sued for what it was like $3 billion.
Yeah, more money than he has.
Yeah, $3 billion for saying that these kids didn't die in the Sandy Hook thing, which like obviously is terrible, but $3 billion is a lot of money, and it kind of brings up the question. How much money would it take to lie about your kids being dead?
That's a great.
It's
joke.
a fucking great
That's
joke,
perfect.
dude. Very funny guy, very sweet dude.
Well, I think we're gonna end on that.
Yeah.
Tori, thank you so much for coming on.
I had a great time. I don't know why everyone's. I thought this was so fun.
This is how Nick deals with the podcast. Is he throughout the entire thing says we're never going to release this.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
Well, except last week's,
wrong.
we actually are not going to release because I lost it. I
Oh,
lost
shit.
the chip. But that's no. I just anytime a podcast gets like too serious, I just want to like try to like alleviate. Listen, guys, whatever. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was
had some
very
singers
fun
in there.
and a good. That was a good, funny podcast with interesting stuff said the whole time, and we got to actually talk about real shit, and then get back to the funny. It's perfect. It was good.
And
stuff.
you're not going through menopause, so everybody.
Yeah. Yet.
I don't care. I like getting zinged. I can't help what my face does because it does hurt my feelings, but it's also fun. Go for it.
No, we'll have you back. We love having you on. The last episode we had you on was great.
No,
Are you
so,
getting pizza?
People
with
go
us?
easy
Oh,
on it.
yeah,
Do you want to come to Pizza Lobo?
Yeah.
Fuck yes. All right.
Cool.
All right.
We'll be back next week, guys. Thanks.
All right.
Woo.